So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating a custom conversion. For those of you that aren't familiar with custom conversions, basically when someone hits a specific page, you can have it so that a custom conversion is triggered. And that way, when you're looking at the data in your ads manager, you can see how many people are making it to those specific pages. So I'm going to open up Ads Manager right here and go to Custom Conversions. And then up here, there's a button that says Create Custom Conversion. So I'm going to use the Crusader webinar as an example in this, just so you guys can see. So I'm going to reserve my spot. And then register. And then this page right here symbolizes that someone hit or registered for the webinar. So I'm going to take this right here. I'm not going to take what's after this because this part of the URL is enough. And I think that changes based off the person. And I want it to trigger every time someone registers for the webinar. So then I'm going to create a custom conversion out of that and paste it here. And I'm going to call that registered for the webinar. And then some people call those leads. Other people do complete registration. That's personal preference. I'm going to call it a lead. And then I'm going to press create. And so a lot of people stop there when creating custom conversions because they're optimizing for that registered for the webinar. But what I like to do is I will create a custom conversion for watch the webinar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the webinar page, and that's going to be, I think this link isn't going to change, but because I don't want to make this video super long, I'm going to assume this is the link for the live room, and I'm going to create a custom conversion out of that. But if you are doing this for yourself, obviously wait for it to change so you can make sure people actually hit the live room. So watched live webinar, and you can also call this whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it view content, and then I'm going to press create. And then the sales page for that is crusadernation.com/join. So what I'm going to do is create a custom conversion out of this and call it hit sales page. And you might notice I'm not copying the www stuff at all because I don't know that it'll load like that every time. It probably will, but I just like taking enough of the URL so that Facebook knows they made it to that page. And I like to do URL contains instead of URL equals, because equals can be too tight of rules and might not always trigger. But when you choose that, you want to make sure that the URL you're putting in isn't available in any other domains of yours or URLs of yours. So if you have another program that's like crusadernation.com/join-now, you would want to do equals instead. But I like doing contains and keeping that in mind when naming my URLs. So here I'm going to put hit sales page, and then you can call that initiate checkout, create it. And then after that, people go to the order form. So I'm going to create a custom conversion out of that. And then paste that here, hit order form, and you can call that an add to cart. Then press create. And like I said, it doesn't really matter what you select for the categories, whatever your personal preferences are for whatever events you like normally using. And then if someone buys, I'm not 100% sure what the URL is. Let's say it's confirmed. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but let's pretend it's confirmed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, create custom conversion, and then we're going to call that purchased. And I'm going to put ASK, Agency Sales Crusaders is the name of the course. And then we can call that a purchase. So now we've created a custom conversion for every step of the funnel, and let me show you how we can look at that in the ads manager. So I don't like only looking at the Facebook stats. I want to see the stats from Facebook into the funnel and see what's happening in there. So what I do is customize the columns over here, and then I will put all of those custom conversions so I can see them. Registered for the webinar, cost. Oh wait, I need to go back to that. Cost, watched webinar total cost, hit sales page total cost, hit order form total cost, and then purchased total cost. So then I'm going to apply that, and this obviously isn't a legit campaign, but when you're sending traffic here, you can see this data. So, okay, this is how much I spent. This is how much we spent to get, sorry, excuse me. So this is how many people registered for the webinar. This is how much we paid for those registrations. This is how much or how many people made it to the live webinar. This is how much we paid for each person to make it to the live webinar. So you'd obviously want to look at this at the ad set level and see the data for each ad set, where people are falling off, etc. So you can notice trends and see if there's any way you can use this data to help you with improving your funnel, improving your messaging, so you can get overall best results. So that is how I create custom conversions. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I hope this video helps.